I was posing so many questions, and perhaps your minds and your hearts are full with a lot of these questions. So where do we go from here? There will be a new mandate for the new government that will be in power. New government in the sense that it's a new mandate, and they will be assuming office on the 29th of May. So perspectives will change. A lot of responsibilities are going to be set for the government. President Buhari is still the head of that government. So where do we go from here? Professor Olushola Adeyeye, Senate Chief Whip, has been talking to us. The Senate or the National Assembly has a lot of role to play in all of this debate. Dr. Bitrus Pogu is the president of the Middlebelt Forum. One of those who have agitated for restructuring is also in our Abuja studio. Let's get some of the closing moments on the program right now. And I'll go to our Abuja studio with Dr. Pogu. Dr. Pogu, how delicate is it if we do not consider restructuring, considering the very deadly Kaduna-Abuja Expressway and the issues that come up in some parts of the northern region of the country where you see banditry and kidnappings? If you were President Buhari, what would you do?
That's a very important question, which is staring all of us in the face. The insecurity issues can be better addressed if we have state police, going even up to county police, that is equivalent to what we call local government police. We believe the control at the center and the lucrative, I'm sorry to use this term, but the lucrative business of criminality in Nigeria seem to be pushing us harder and harder and creating more difficulty for this country. But I believe the National Assembly can help Nigerians and the president in what he has said. If the National Assembly starts looking at the states as they are, being the federating units, and see areas of viability, and then legislate in terms of providing funds to develop industries or mining or whatever it is, whether it is agriculture, taking it to a higher level by putting production into play, where agricultural products are produced, to the extent that by the time the true federalism would kickstart, each state would have reached a threshold of viability that they can exist on their own. And if state creation and other things agitated for can also be considered along with the constitutional amendment that would come to play for true federalism to take root, then the National Assembly has a major role to play. But firstly, we should develop each state, each federating unit to the level that they can be viable, so that minimal support from the center, given that royalties will be paid to the center, would be required for them to function. All this fear of all states will collapse, etc., to me, they are just arguments that are keeping us down. The countries, the nations that have and are practicing true federalism started from somewhere. It was difficult. There are states in America like California that when rated with even countries have an economy that is greater than so many big countries. But there are states too that are very weak. But these states supplement and complement each other in true federalism.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Great. Because we're closing now, I really want to take Professor Adeyeye on one other issue, especially the National Assembly leadership. Well, let me get your final closing words on the issues of true federalism. I'm a student of political science, and I've tried to study federalism and how it operates in several other places. I do always disagree that there's anything like true federalism. It's either you are practicing federalism or you're not. So a lot of people would describe Nigeria's situation as a quasi-federalism. It's not really a federalism in the real sense of it. So the big question is, you have the NSCDC, who is a form of police anyways. Urgently, from your point of view, what should be done?
Well, I do agree with you. And I say to anybody, if you want a really logical, persuasive, and scientifically based examination of federalism as far as Nigeria is concerned, please read Obafemi Awolowo, 1976, Thoughts on Nigerian Constitution. Honestly, in my opinion, it's the best examination that has been ever made on this issue of federalism. Let me give you one example. Talk about police, talk about revenue. Do you know in some states in the USA, there's no state income tax? In others, there are. In the state of Pennsylvania, when you buy food at the grocery store, you don't pay tax. When I was in Minnesota, I don't know where it is right now, where I started my graduate school program, when you bought books were not taxed. When you go to Pennsylvania, when you buy clothing, they are not taxed. Nearby Maryland, they are taxed. Nearby Ohio, they are taxed. Now, one state says, we don't want alcohol. Fair enough. I'm a Baptist. I don't want alcohol. So, if another state says we want alcohol, and you consume alcohol and you pay tax there, does the state that doesn't have alcohol have the right to take a penny from the VAT collected there?
This
is the only country in the world where you collect VAT from the state and you send all of it first to the federal government. What I believe we should do is, we should say, look, these are the duties that we want the federal government to discharge because the state can't discharge them.
All right.
But the resources should belong to the state, and all of us will contribute to make the federal government as strong as we want it. But we can't do this overnight. If we try it overnight, we will consume ourselves.
Let's close now, Professor, but you will help me in 30 seconds. I'll ask you this critical question.
Yes.
Is your party shooting itself in the foot with the way it's handling the 9th Assembly leadership?
I believe they have not done it the best they should. Because from the experience of what we had in the 8th Assembly, we mustn't repeat it again in the 9th Assembly. What I think they have done very poor job at is making it an issue of newspaper discussion. Look, many of these people, forget what party they are coming from, are very competent and good people, first-class brain. Whether, no matter where you come from, Lawan is first class, but Jabiya Mila is first class. If you like, vote for them. If you like, don't vote for them. But don't make it an issue on the pages of newspapers.
So that's where your party is failing?
Yes, making an issue on the pages of newspapers.
All right.
And having people just canvassing as if it's a general election issue. It is not.
We must leave it at that. Professor Olushola Adeyeye, it's always a pleasure having you on the program. Thank you so much for coming.
God bless you, Sheila.
Dr. Bitrus Pogu, the president of the Middlebelt Forum, thank you for your thoughts tonight, and thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.
Well, everyone, wherever you may be watching, thank you also for watching and for your thought that you're sharing on social media. Let's continue the conversation after now. That's our show for tonight, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Sean Kimaloye. Enjoy the rest of your evening.